now for more. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, a member of the Senate Judiciary and Armed Services Committee. Timing's everything, Senator. It's great to have you in the program. Well, we have a lot of breaking news.
Yeah, I got to get over there in a minute. So.
I know you got to run, so we're going to make sure you get there.
Right.
Let me just ask you a little bit about Syria, because this was some of the unexpected news of the day.
Absolutely.
What's your reaction?
I'm very pleased that our commanders have the authority to protect our troops. The President has empowered the commanders on the ground in a way that Obama never would, so this is a good policy change in the sense that our forces can protect themselves without having to go to the White House for permission. So I'm just really pleased. And no pro-Assad force is a pro-American force. So I applaud the commander for protecting his troops. I applaud the commander-in-chief for giving the commander the ability to do it.
Critics may say that it could be setting us up for a broader conflict inside Syria. What do you think?
My number one obligation, like the President, is to those troops on the ground protecting America, training forces to destroy ISIL. Anybody that we train to destroy ISIL should be protected from Assad, Russia, Iran. So the President did the right thing to empower his commanders. And if you're thinking about engaging American forces on the ground in Syria, you better think twice.
Well, we'll be waiting and watching for more news on that. Senator Graham, I want to turn to what's happening at the Senate, where you have to go back and be in attendance. We don't want you to be tardy. What's your reaction to the special counsel, to Bob Mueller being appointed as special counsel on this very specific case?
Well, I respect the decision. He's a good choice in terms of respect among members of both parties. He's a seasoned former FBI director. I don't know what caused the appointment. I haven't seen any evidence of a crime yet. The bottom line is I respect the decision, but this pretty much shuts Congress down. Now, I think the public will be one of the biggest losers of this decision, because I don't see how we have public hearings with Comey or anybody else now that we have a special counsel.
Have you been told that directly?
No, but if I were Mueller, I would protect the witness pool. This idea of subpoenaing information from General Flynn, who may be under criminal investigation or could be, is inappropriate, quite frankly. If you're the target of a criminal investigation, I don't think Congress should be asking you to come forward to incriminate yourself potentially or get documents that may be used against you in a court of law. So I don't know what Flynn's lawyers will say, but now that we have a special counsel, I know what I would say if I was Flynn's lawyer. You're not going to subject my client to jeopardy by having him come before the Congress. So this decision pretty much knocks Congress out of the game for all practical purposes.
Well, could dual investigations actually be the best case scenario for the public, that we actually get a better idea of what the truth is and what the facts are? Well,
you have a special counsel who's a well-respected person, but Clapper and Yates testified publicly. They came before the committee. I thought they both did a good job. They were asked hard questions. Comey, I was looking forward to talking to him about what he talked to the President about and why he wrote a memo and why he didn't do more and all that good stuff. I think that's pretty much off the table now.
But you haven't been told a definitive no yet, and you still can leave the door open that it could potentially happen.
I hope he will, but I doubt it. Democrats, you got what you wanted. You got a special counsel. Now we'll just move on. I mean, Congress can't, we're not prosecutors, and we're going to have to honor this special counsel's authority. I don't want to impede an investigation. So time will tell where we go, but there's a new front opening here. I have reason to believe that there are emails between Clinton campaign officials, Democratic operatives, to the Department of Justice regarding the Clinton email investigation that happened on Obama's watch. I have reason that those emails exist. I'm on the Judiciary Committee, and I think it's important that the Judiciary Committee be given any emails that were directed to the Department of Justice by Clinton campaign officials or operatives, or Democratic officials or operatives, because we have jurisdiction over the Department of Justice. And I want to know, did the Department of Justice receive communications from the Clinton campaign or Democratic officials about the Clinton email investigation? I have reason to believe those emails exist, and they should be shared.
Why? Because that's a big claim. If there are emails between the DNC, the Clinton camp, and the Department of Justice, that's a big news story. Why do you have reason to believe that? What have you seen?
I haven't seen the emails, but I have reason to believe they do exist, and this is why you either need a joint select committee. The problem is that we're in charge of the Department of Justice. the Judiciary Committee. If there was a communication to the Department of Justice about an ongoing investigation from people who are the subject of the investigation, I want to know that. I've been very upfront about all things Russia and Trump. I want this investigation to go wherever the facts would lead. Everything's on the table in terms of finding out what the Trump campaign did with the Russians, if anything. And I think it should be both ways. If there were efforts during the Clinton email investigation by Clinton operatives to communicate with the Department of Justice, and I believe there was such communications, I want the Judiciary Committee to know about it so we can call people from the Department of Justice to account for what happened.
That would be a big claim and a big fact if we did see those letters, as you mentioned in those emails, Senator Graham. In general, I think one of the big questions that's coming up from the American people is how close are we to the truth? Whether it's on any sort of conversations between Russia and the Trump administration, whether it's between the DNC and the Department of Justice, who can we trust? How close are we to the truth?
Well, I think, I hope you can trust me, because I've tried very hard to make sure that we find out what happened. Here's what I can tell you as of right now. The Russians interfered in our election. They did so to create upheaval. They were successful. They didn't change the outcome of the election, but they did interfere by hacking into the Democratic National Committee and John Podesta's emails. There is no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians that I've seen as of this date. I do not believe the president himself is a target or subject of any criminal investigation as of right now. So that's what I know right now. And where this goes, I don't know. Follow the facts where they lead. But if there is, in fact, communications between the Clinton campaign or Democratic officials to the Department of Justice about the Clinton email investigation, I want to know that information. It should be shared with the Judiciary Committee so we can hold those people in the Department of Justice accountable.
Well, we certainly want to know about it as well, Senator Graham, and you're welcome back on our program when you do indeed get a little bit more on that investigation. Senator, we're going to let you go because we do see an arrival on Capitol Hill of the Deputy Attorney General. He's the one that's going to be briefing the full Senate. So you have 100